Todo lo creado por los humanos ya está en el gran libro de la naturaleza, which translates to, anything created by humans is already in the grand book of nature. This is a quote from Antoni Gaudi, who changed Barcelona with his unique architectural style. Antoni Gaudi used a unique natural style to create a new wave of art and architecture focused on nature, which had a deep cultural significance in Barcelona. He was a famous Spanish architect that had a creative lifestyle and created many beautiful things. Today I'll be talking about how he became who he was and some of the things he created. Antoni Gaudi was born in 1852 to a family of boilermakers and coppersmiths, and they made light containers out of copper that would hold liquid and gas for people. And they were in the upper middle class, and he was born in Reus, which is a city in Spain on the northeast coast, a little south of Barcelona. He grew up with weak health, which caused him to be secluded in the family's summer home, where he enjoyed reading books about biology and nature, and he later in life became an outdoorsman because of how much he loves nature. And I think it was his seclusion in his childhood that gave him his reserved character, and he became more of an introvert that helped him think more outside the box and unlike other people. And eager to chase his dreams, he needed a change in scenery and a place to get his architectural degree. So, at the age of 18, he moved to Barcelona to study architecture, and in school he was described as an inconsistent student that showed great brilliance, according to casabateo.com. 8 years after he got his degree, but it took 8 years because he needed a brief military service. And on receiving his degree, his instructor, Elise Rohent, described him as, "I don't know if I have given this degree to a madman or a genius. Only time will tell." So Antoni Gaudi dove right into his work after graduation. And then right after school, he was still kind of figuring out a style. It was like Victorianism mixed with geometric masses and mosaics, mainly showing a lot of Christian and Muslim designs. And then he got into building his second most famous creation, which actually wasn't a building, but actually a park. His friend Güell, in 1900, instructed him to build a garden city that was to be placed on a mountain ridge that overlooks Barcelona, and you can see the sea from there too. And the entrance to this park is a large staircase with a lizard made out of mosaics. That's the park's like guardian. And the entire place has a very natural and organic theme with mosaics of like waves and like scenes of the forest all over the place. And it was planned to have 60 villas. It was more to be like a city, but only 2 were completed, and it was turned into a park and opened to the public in 1922 as more of a tourist attraction. And then he went on to build his most famous creation, which is the Sagrada Familia. It's the largest cathedral in the world, and it's able to hold 13,000 people. It has a very neo-Gothic and natural style with a lot of geometric masses, and has no internal braces in the entire cathedral, and has 18 towers that shoot into the sky in like urban Barcelona environment, which is very out of place in the area, so it's very beautiful. And the construction started in 1882 under another architect, but Gaudi took over later and changed the style, and it's planned to be finished construction in 2026. And then later in Gaudi's life, in 1996, he was on his way to the Sagrada Familia for work, where he was struck by a tram in the street, and no one identified him, but he was taken to a hospital, but he wasn't given extensive care, so he died of his injuries at the age of 76. His impact went beyond tourism and changed the culture in Barcelona. His bad health as a child gave way to his obsession with learning about nature, which inspired his style. And his critical, unorthodox imagination in school made people criticize him more, but he stuck through it. And his immensely unique style made him very famous. His legacy is here to last in his immortal structures that holds a place in the heart of Barcelona.